Sorry, Dr. Mike, you don't have knockout power. Sorry. Your punches are like little butterfly kisses.
Because he's been patient, but he's throwing big.
One of the coolest events in YouTube history just went down this weekend.
It's the best boxing event that a YouTuber has thrown on yet.
This event was just amazing.
Creator Clash is a W for sure. Thank you guys.
I honestly just had such a good time. The crowd was incredible for every single fight.
The vibes were better at Creator Clash. They just were. It was just a more fun crowd.
An amazing night of fights. We had knockout after knockout after knockout. I'm sitting front row thinking I'm about to get knocked out.
Greetings and salutations, my mug-blooded friends. Today we're going to be talking about Creator Clash. I'm going to talk a little bit about my fight with Dr. Mike and just the event as a whole. Everyone's telling me it was fun. I kind of wanted it to be like a second VidCon or like a Super Bowl type thing, and I'm super glad that it ended up being kind of that. I don't know, like everyone else pulled it off and I was just sitting in the locker room pissing myself. I'd like to thank Dominic Cotter and his team for putting on the live stream production because it was fucking insane. Real good touring, concurrent, everyone on those teams, they fucking killed it. The USF campus, I'm in hog heaven right now. I want to roll around in my own shit. I'm so happy. So yeah, thank you everyone. And of course, thank you to the fighters and their coaches because they had the hardest job. Because Anissa and I didn't know what the fuck we were doing this whole time. We just said, hey guys, we're going to try to put on a boxing event on May 14th. And we're not even going to know the exact date for you guys to fight until like the final couple months. So please trust us. The first fight of the night was very exciting. Big thanks to Matt for putting on such a good show. Dad, he came in and he decimated, but it takes two to tango. I don't think Dad would have had as exciting of a fight if Matt didn't do all that awesome shit that he did in the ring. So big thanks to Matt. I think I'm gonna hold off on giving my opinion on a lot of these fights until the documentary comes out because there's a lot of like missing context and interesting stories that I wanna tell. So just be patient on that. A documentary will be available eventually. In the meanwhile, I have no problem talking about my fight and how all that went down. Let's talk about the controversies first, and there were, for some reason, quite a few during my fight. The glove touch. So, Dr. Mike did a glove touch immediately into punching.
Correct. Dr. Mike is definitely showing, and he comes out right away. A little bit of a cheeky shot off the glove touch. I don't...
And I'm not going to say it was against the rules or anything. It was fine. He can do it. It definitely took me by surprise because I'm just not used to that energy. When I'm sparring, I've hardly faced people who are like, all right, now you're going to fucking die, bitch. So it was just a little bit much. If his intensity was like at a level 10, mine was at like a 7 or an 8. So fair enough. That's how it goes. There's a lot of gray area in boxing. He could have fucking elbowed me or I could have elbowed him during the match and no one's gonna fucking see it, Even with all the slow-mos and shit, like, it's hard to catch anything. So there's a lot of like dirty or gray area in boxing and I don't necessarily blame anyone for taking advantage of it. It is what it is. The other one, which I don't think too many people mentioned, was me punching after the bell.
The biggest one of the inch.
I think it was like I want to say it was a final round, but I don't know what I did. I threw out 2 lazy punches after the bell rang. I was fucking tired. So yeah, it was one thing. I didn't mean to do it. I was tired. What can I say? The other controversy was that our 4 3-minute rounds was switched to 5 2-minute rounds.
Lynch. Folks, we have a minute left in this round. It's not a 2-minute round. I thought we were going for 3. I guess we're going for 2.
That's right.
The reason that Mike and I were doing 4 3-minute rounds in the first place was we wanted to simulate as close as we could what a professional boxing match would be. And professionals do 3-minute rounds and they wear 10-ounce gloves. The Boxing Commission didn't want us doing a professional fight, so we had to simulate it as close as we could. That means that we could do the 3-minute rounds but we couldn't do 10-ounce gloves. What we ended up fighting in was 12-ounce gloves. Where the controversy comes in is that the timekeeper or something happened where they stopped the clock and rang the bell at like 2 minutes, after 2 minutes. So we didn't get that extra minute. I was completely unaware, and I assume Mike as well was completely unaware that that was 2 minutes. It felt fast, but I sort of was thinking in my mind the whole time like, oh, this is what they mean by like time flies when you're having fun. Not that, actually. That kind of language that I've heard before made me think like, oh, that was a fucking fast 3 minutes. But sure enough, it was 2 minutes, and I didn't realize that it was these were 2-minute rounds until the 4th round, because I was like, oh, I thought this shit was over with. And you can see it on my face. I was like, what the fuck? Like, no.
The explosivity is carrying into the later rounds.
I'm not terribly disappointed with the outcome. I lost, and that's okay. I think I'd be more disappointed if I didn't know why I lost, or I was confused about it, or I got knocked out or something like that. But the reason I lost is pretty clear to me. I had a lot of tools in my tool belt, and I didn't use them all. And not that I underestimated Dr. Mike. I just didn't. I didn't expect the level of competitiveness and intensity, and that's a problem that I've had in the past as well. Everyone who knows their shit has basically told me this, that you learn the most from your losses, and I learned a fuck ton from this loss. So I'm excited because I do feel like I'm a better fighter after this loss. And I'm ready to try it again as long as you guys want to see me fight again. By the way, the final numbers aren't in yet, but it's looking like we're going to be raising close to $1 million for charity. So if you guys are a fan of Alzheimer's research and heart disease research and the Healing Horse Foundation, make sure you give this video a thumbs up because we really fucking killed it. Oh yeah, and I think it's also worth mentioning, with the success of this event, why not Creator Clash 2? Anyone? Boxing anyone? Getting beaten on by fellow creators anyone? All right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to tune in next time when I pummel your parents. We're going to have a parental beatdown. Invite your dad to the next Creator Clash because we're going to have the dad gauntlet, where I beat the shit out of your dads until I have been beaten. Make sure your dads are 5'4", wear suspenders and thick Coke bottle glasses. Only then will I be able to create a more of a gauntlet type environment. Sorry, Dr. Mike, you don't have knockout power. Sorry. Your punches are like little butterfly kisses. The only time I felt an experience like that is when I'm trying to defend myself from my dog's barrage of kisses. I'm like, oh no, fuck. And sometimes my dog even hurts me worse than you did. So, sorry, Dr. Mike, you don't have knockout power. You do have black eye power, so the commentators can say that about you. But they can't say knockout power. Even with those 12-ounce gloves, no knockout power. That's a shame.